Airstream Basecamp. Full review. What if your next adventure could combine the freedom of the open road with the comfort of having your own small home wherever you go? No hotel reservations, no fixed itinerary, and no need to give up comfort just because you want to spend more time in nature. That is exactly the idea behind the Airstream Basecamp. The Airstream Basecamp is a compact travel trailer designed for people who want to explore more while keeping their setup relatively simple. Instead of trying to compete with enormous luxury RVs, the Basecamp focuses on a different philosophy: compact dimensions, practical living space, distinctive styling, and the freedom to travel. At first glance, the Basecamp immediately stands out. It does not look like a conventional box-shaped camper. Its aerodynamic profile, aluminum construction, and recognizable Airstream design give it a unique appearance. The exterior is modern, clean, and purposeful, while still carrying the visual identity that has made Airstream famous. The aerodynamic shape is not only about appearance. When a trailer is being towed behind a vehicle, air resistance becomes an important factor. A more streamlined body can help reduce the amount of resistance created at highway speeds. That does not mean towing becomes effortless, because any trailer adds weight and aerodynamic drag, but the Basecamp's design is clearly focused on making the experience more manageable. One of the biggest advantages of the Basecamp is its compact size. Compared with large travel trailers, it is easier to maneuver, easier to park, and more suitable for roads and camping locations where a much larger trailer could become inconvenient. This is especially important for travelers who do not want to purchase an enormous truck simply to tow their camper. Depending on the specific Basecamp configuration, model year, and market, it can be paired with a suitable SUV, pickup, or other capable tow vehicle. However, buyers should always check the exact trailer weight, tongue weight, towing capacity, hitch requirements, and local regulations before choosing a tow vehicle. Once you step inside, the philosophy of the Basecamp becomes even clearer. The interior is compact, but the available space is carefully organized. Instead of dedicating huge amounts of room to one function, the interior can be adapted to different needs. A space used for relaxing during the day can also become a sleeping area later. Storage is integrated into the design, and the layout is intended to make the most of every available inch. This is one of the biggest differences between a compact adventure trailer and a traditional large RV. The Basecamp does not give you an enormous living room or a massive bedroom. Instead, it gives you a flexible environment where multiple functions can exist within the same space. For people who normally camp with a tent, the difference is dramatic. You still have the feeling of being close to nature, but you gain protection from rain, wind, cold weather, and changing outdoor conditions. You also have a more comfortable place to sleep, prepare food, relax, and organize your equipment. The interior design has a modern and practical character. It avoids unnecessary complexity and focuses on functionality. Materials, furniture, storage areas, lighting, and other components are arranged around the realities of traveling in a small space. The result is an environment that feels more like a carefully designed mobile cabin than a traditional camping trailer. The exterior construction is another important part of the Basecamp story. Airstream is famous for its aluminum construction and distinctive silver appearance, and the Basecamp continues that tradition while giving it a more adventure-oriented personality. The compact body is designed for people who may want to travel beyond conventional campgrounds. That does not mean it is an extreme off-road machine, and owners should always understand the limits of the trailer and follow the manufacturer's recommendations. But the overall concept is clearly aimed at active travelers rather than people who simply want a stationary luxury camper. On the road, the Basecamp's compact format can be a major advantage. A smaller trailer is generally easier to position, easier to reverse, and less intimidating when navigating tight spaces than a large RV. Of course, towing any trailer requires attention. Acceleration changes, braking distances increase, turning behavior is different, and crosswinds can affect stability. A responsible driver needs to understand trailer handling and make sure the combination of vehicle and trailer is properly matched. The right tow vehicle is particularly important. It is not enough to look at the maximum towing capacity listed in a vehicle's specifications. You need to consider the fully loaded trailer, passengers, cargo, equipment, tongue weight, and the vehicle's other weight limits. One of the most appealing aspects of the Basecamp is the type of travel it encourages. This is a trailer for people who want to spend time outdoors. You could take it to a mountain destination, a lakeside campground, a national park, or a remote camping area where traditional hotel accommodation is unavailable. Its compact dimensions make the entire process less complicated. You still need to plan your route and campsite, but you are not dealing with the same logistical challenges associated with a massive motorhome. Storage is another area where thoughtful design matters. In a compact trailer, every cabinet, shelf, compartment, and storage area has a purpose. Travelers need to pack intelligently because there simply is not unlimited space. For many owners, that limitation can actually become part of the appeal. Instead of bringing everything from home, you learn to travel with only the things you really need. Depending on the model year and configuration, the Basecamp can be equipped with different comfort and convenience features. These can include kitchen equipment, storage solutions, lighting, climate systems, water systems, and electrical equipment. Because specifications can vary between versions and markets, buyers should always verify the exact equipment included with the specific trailer they are considering. Another impressive aspect is the way the interior can feel larger than its exterior dimensions suggest. Windows, ceiling height, lighting, and the arrangement of furniture can dramatically change the perception of space. For a couple, this type of layout can make a lot of sense. You get a dedicated mobile base for your adventures without the complexity and size of a giant RV. However, the Basecamp is not perfect, and understanding its limitations is just as important as understanding its strengths. The first obvious compromise is interior space. If you are used to a large motorhome with multiple separate rooms, a spacious bedroom, a large bathroom, and a full-size living area, the Basecamp will feel significantly smaller. The second consideration is price. Airstream is positioned as a premium brand, so buyers are paying for more than basic camping functionality. Brand reputation, design, construction, materials, and overall ownership experience are part of the package. There are certainly less expensive trailers that offer more interior space for the money. But the question is not simply how much space you get. The real question is what kind of experience you want. If your priority is maximum living space, the Basecamp may not be the best choice. But if your priority is compact size, distinctive design, easy travel, and outdoor adventure, the concept becomes much more attractive. The exterior styling is also part of the appeal. Airstream trailers have a visual identity that is instantly recognizable. The polished aluminum look and smooth body shape make the Basecamp stand out at a campground. For many owners, this is more than a practical object. It becomes part of their lifestyle. The trailer represents freedom, travel, simplicity, and the idea of spending more time outside. Technology also plays an important role in a modern travel trailer. When you are away from traditional infrastructure, electrical power, water, lighting, climate control, and other systems become extremely important. Depending on the configuration, the Basecamp can provide systems designed to make off-grid travel more practical. However, the level of independence depends heavily on the equipment installed, how much power you consume, your water requirements, weather conditions, and how long you plan to stay away from hookups. For someone spending one night at a campground with electrical and water connections, the requirements are very different from those of a traveler planning several days in a remote location. That is why understanding your own travel style is essential before buying. If you love weekend trips, the Basecamp can provide a comfortable and convenient escape. If you want longer adventures, you can build your setup around additional equipment and carefully manage your resources. One of the most interesting things about the Basecamp is that it sits between two traditional camping experiences. On one side, there is tent camping, which offers maximum simplicity